is Atika binti Al-Majdi and my ID number is PMH21010003. My purpose for today is to create a video presentation in which I will discuss the method for identifying halal control points, the HACCP risk management plan summary of my company, which is Bersatu Dagang Enterprise, and the result that I have learned after completing the HAS manual. So let's get started. The first one is about identifying halal control point. There are steps to identifying a halal control point. The first step is the process step. You must investigate each process step in your factory, starting with supplier selection. Second, make a list of potential contaminants. You must evaluate the possible contaminants, which include 4 halal traits. Material, people, equipment, and the environment all play a role. How to identify halal traits? To identify halal traits, consult the information collected for materials and processes such as process flow layout. Next is external information from a journal, fatwa, and government guidelines. Consider the employees' knowledge and experience. Report on manufacturing issues like a recall, return, rework, and complaints. Finally, assess the risk, likelihood, and severity. In likelihood, there are 3 categories which are likely, moderate, and unlikely. Likely is the possibility of halal toy ban status expected to occur in most circumstances. For moderate, the possibility of halal toy ban status affected might occur sometimes. And for unlikely, the possibility of halal toy ban status affected could occur in exceptional circumstances. For the severity, there are also 3 severity categories: critical, moderate, and insignificant. For critical, it will result in the halal status of the goods being lost and a loss of trust from the public, customers, and authorities. For moderate, the halal status of the product can still be salvaged but may cause customer, public, and authority distrust. While insignificant indicates that it has no effect on the halal status on the goods. We can determine the risk ranking through the evaluation of likelihood and severity, which will then determine the halal control point for each process step. So, let us proceed to the next session, in which I will discuss the halal risk management plan summary of my company, Bersatu Dagang Enterprise. We have 3 halal control points in the receiving step. The first is the halal treats to people. Workers sneak haram food into the factory. As a result, we must conduct a visual inspection of the goods purchased by employees at the start of working hours at the main entrance by a security officer in order to prevent similar incidents from occurring in the future. As a result, due to the possibility of illicit goods being mixed with the products made that day, our corrective action is to discard the processed product on the day of the incidents. The company must also update employee training so that they understand what is wrong and what is right. Second is halal trade material. The lorry transports both halal and haram goods. To avoid this, make sure to perform a certain inspection at the loading bay by a halal executive or QC for preventive action before using the lorry during transportation. The actions the company took was to return or discard all of the items and to do so every time he wanted to use the transportation. The third part is halal trade equipment. Lubricant derived from halal sources are used to maintain the hand jack. To avoid this, the internal halal committee should purchase lubricant from halal sources to use when there is a technical problem with equipment at the loading bay. We corrected the situation by purchasing lubricant with a clear sources identification and free of non-halal ingredient, and we must certify the hand jack and include it in the certify checklist. The step 2 is in the cooking step. The first is the halal treat to people. When handling the product, workers do not wear gloves. It can pose a number of dangerous risks. How can this be avoided? Production manager, halal executive, QC must perform more visual inspections of processing during the production process at the production area. The active correction is to issue a warning letter to the operator and to retrain the operator. Other people halal risk management is workers who do not follow the workers' role assigned to them. Similar to the recent issue, the production manager, halal executive, and the quality control must perform more visual inspections of processing during the cooking process in the production area. They must also issue a warning letter to the operator and retrain them. Last but not least is halal trade equipment. Some of the equipment is rusted. More internal halal audits at the production area during the cooking process are required. At the production manager, halal executive, QC, and IHC must purchase new machinery and perform additional calibration. I am more aware of how stores that have halal certificates obtain halal certificates as a result of completing this manual health assignment. I also understand the requirements for obtaining a halal certificate. I can also discover cases that appear minor but have a significant impact, causing the halal certificates to be revoked. The HAS manual has greatly opened my eyes to the reality of traders producing goods. Obtaining halal JAKIM may be difficult, but it is well worth the effort because JAKIMs wants to ensure that all products are of high quality and safe to consume. Aside from that, I discovered that being a halal executive not that easy. A lot of work must be done, and there is a lot of responsibility. For example, it is necessary to ensure that the factory follows the correct procedures at all times. This lesson has also made me more aware of the realities of working in the industry. This is also due to the fact that I have Madam Ain as a lecturer who has extensive industry experience. And Madam Ain also likes to talk about her industry experience, and that is why I can see the true picture when working in the industry later. Thank you, Madam Ain, for teaching me so many things. Thank you.